StreamFood, Talking Heads, und heute wird es ein bisschen anders sein als in den vergangenen Monaten. Es ist eine Premiere heute. Wir hatten in der Vergangenheit Gäste, die international waren. Professor Dr. Tommaso Calarco, der Physiker, der war bei uns zu Gast, aber er konnte Deutsch. Es waren Leute aus Schweden hier und es waren auch Leute aus der Schweiz hier, aber es waren alles Menschen, die Deutsch sprechen konnten. Heute ist jemand anders zu Gast, auch aus dem Ausland, nämlich aus Großbritannien. Und wir werden die Musik schon mal ein bisschen anspielen. Und dieser Gast, der spricht noch kein Deutsch. Das könnte sich ändern, aber er war schon einige Male in Deutschland auf Tour.
Soft and silent, close the door, keep out the cold, say you'll stay with me this evening, as the days go dancing on, walk with me across this river, walk with me, be mine alone. It gets hard to be with you, my darling, on the dark side of the road.
Welcoming the first guest on Talking Heads International on StreamFood, Dan Raza. I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Don, and thank you, StreamFood.
I mean, I was flashed. It was a recommendation made by two friends of mine here in Germany. They said they saw you and they were you know, what's this guy? You know, this music is just great. And they said you really have to talk to Dan Raza, and that's what we did. We phoned up a couple of weeks back, and I asked, hey Dan, would you enjoy, you know, being with us this time around? And he said yes. And so. Thank you for being here once again. And my first question is, when did you decide to become a singer-songwriter? How old were you?
Wow. How old was I, Don? I think, well, I first got hit by the music bug around the age of 12 years old, just before my 12th birthday, and I got a guitar for the 12th birthday. So I don't know, but for a long time I was playing like electric guitar. I wanted to be like Jimi Hendrix or Jimmy Page, you know, or I wanted to be the sort of the cool guy on guitar because I didn't think I could sing. And then I think I got to about 15 or something, and I was listening to a lot of Bob Dylan and Neil Young, and I don't know, I just felt like I wanted to express myself with words more, and I found my voice somehow along the way, and I think that's when it took hold. So around probably the age of 15 or 16, man.
And so your first instrument was a guitar, or did you play these funny kind of flutes that kids have to play in school as well?
Well, I did pick that instrument up, yeah, but I wouldn't say I could play it. But yeah, we did. In England, we call it the recorder. I don't know what they call it in Germany. Yeah, the little funny
Blockflöte,
right?
I hated it. It was. Oh God, I got on the nerves of so many people. So you had to play that too. That's something possibly in general all over the world. Okay.
I guess it must be, yeah.
And then you got your guitar. Well, how did your parents react when you said, "Listen, could I please have a guitar, Mom and Dad?"
Wow. Well, my parents, I have to be honest, they've never been anything other than so supportive of me. So I don't know. We have an expression in England, a fad. I don't know if you know it. So I don't know if they thought it was a fad, just, like a fashion just for like a month or so, and I would grow out of it and I wouldn't continue with it. I don't know what they thought, but they supported me. Yeah. So I remember before my 12th birthday, we went to the guitar shop in the city where I lived, and they helped me pick out, or with the guitar man at the shop, and they helped me pick out this huge guitar because none of my family played music, or played instruments. So none of us really knew. So at first I bought this huge classical guitar, which, I ended up exchanging a few weeks later for an electric guitar. But getting back to your question, yeah, my parents were really supportive from the start.
Lucky, lucky you. I mean, that's very fortunate, and thank you to your parents that they were. I mean, yes, cheers. So that means you started playing guitar, and then you noticed, okay, this is going to be something that I probably would like to do. I'm not going to be a policeman or join the army. Or when did you decide this could be your career for the future?
Wow. When did I first decide that? Oh, you know what? It probably was when I was at university. I first started doing my first solo concerts, like open mics, we called them. So, a long night where anybody could put their name down on the list to play free songs. And I did that at university. I didn't really have any ambitions at that point. Not at least publicly. I didn't know if I was good or not. It was just something that burnt inside me. I had these songs that I'd been writing that I really just, had to self-express. And so I started playing them at these open mics, and the reaction from the crowd and from the promoters was incredible. And that was really the first time where I was like, wow, other people feel the same sort of fire that is inside me, And very quickly it just became like a dream that it's a hard dream for sure, and it still is a hard dream now, but it felt like something that could be real, that I could play concerts and people would listen and people would applaud, and down the line I would get money for and be able to travel with. So it was around the time of university, I think. That was really when I first started to sing and play my own songs.
Am I getting this right, that you were practicing alone all the time, that you weren't playing in some kind of school bands, and that you weren't performing as an artist? You really started just, when you began university?
Yeah, exactly. So when I was at school, in my later school years, in my late teens, I was with a band, exactly. But mostly I was just playing electric guitar with the band. I wasn't singing. I was quite a good guitarist, but I wasn't anything that would have been professional. So it was only really when I went to university and I started singing that I thought, wow, maybe there's something to this that is, that could get me somewhere.
Were these first songs that you played songs that you composed yourself, or were they were your own songs? Okay, can you remember the first song that you ever composed?
Wow, the first song I ever composed, I wrote lots of bad ones I've forgotten about, but yeah. I think that's kind of normal, I hope. But, the first, I wrote a song called End of the Line when I was maybe 17 years old, I think. And and I remember playing it for two friends in my bedroom in my parents' house, and and the way they reacted, I'll never forget it, because that was a huge boost to my self-esteem as a songwriter and as a musician. The way they reacted, they were so encouraging, and they heard something in what I did. And I remember, around that age, we used to go to parties, and we used to hang around each other's houses. And they would always encourage me to get the guitar out and, play these songs. And that really helped it just become normal for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I definitely I do. I mean, it's always, it's a feeling of, I mean, when you write songs and the lyrics, and you write very deep lyrics, so that means, someone could crush you, if they said, what are you singing? I mean, this is total bullshit. It's nonsense. That could really crush, especially a young musician, young artist. But then to see the opposite happening, and, the encouragement, it's wow, I've got shivers. So that means, okay, heading back in time, now we're at the university, you played open mics, you saw the reaction of the audience, and then you're starting to think, maybe I shouldn't be studying, maybe I should be only doing music. Was that what happened?
Yeah. I did finish my studies. You know what? Yeah, I still wasn't 100% thinking, I can make a living from this, all I knew was I was getting a good response, and I was also playing with a band at the time, and we were doing well together, playing my songs, but also there was a guitarist in the band, and he wrote songs as well for me to sing, and that was doing well. So yeah, I did have half a dream that it could happen, but it was probably when I left university and suddenly it was like, what do I do with my life now? You know, you come out of university and you're 21 and you've got this degree, but you're like, wow, you know, suddenly there's no safety net anymore. And then I was doing some more open mics, and very quickly I got from one of the lots, I got seen by Joan Armour Trading's manager, and that led me to be asked to go on tour with Joan Armour Trading. And when that happened, suddenly it was like, oh, okay, this is more than just, you know, being popular in an open mic, because there's always really good people in the open mics, and you know, cities like London and Nashville and Berlin, you always see great people at open mic. So for me, I was happy to be good at open mic, but I didn't mean it would be a career for me. It was only when the Joan Armour Trading tour happened that I thought, wow, you know, now really serious people are taking interest in me, and you know, I'm playing in front of thousands of people and all over the world, in Germany and Holland, and that was when it felt wow to me. Yeah.